Grand Rising, Galactic Jedis, Freedom Fighters, Patriots. We are at the precipice of a new era. What happens tomorrow, which I believe, according to the report that I'm going to give, will be falling in favor of humanity's freedom. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day today on the 4th of November. Never forget the 5th, right? We are on a positive timeline, 2024, but technically it's really 2012. For those that don't know who I am, my name is Ishmael Perez, and I'm the author, there we go, of those amazing books back there, The Secret Government Invisible Architects, which details 6,000 years of cabal activity and also reveals the suppressed history of the Earth Alliance, or what we call the Y Hats. The other book, Our Cosmic Origin, restores galactic history and reveals the lost history of ancient civilizations and much more. Now, those books are available on Amazon. For those that are new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like, and please share this video with somebody that you know. Now, before I get into today's report, I always like to make a day in reference. And by the way, today's report is coming directly from Commander Valiant Thor. So that is who gave me the report to share with you guys today. On this very day in the year 1995, Yitzhak Rabin was assassinated, who was the Israeli prime minister. Apparently he won a Nobel Peace Prize in 1994, and in 1995 was assassinated this day by a Jewish extremist while attending a peace rally. Well, due to the fact that he was assassinated, it is an indication he was one of the good guys, right? Throughout history, they always go after the good guys. Case in point, Mr. T. Now, because we are 24 hours away from election day, I decided to wear my, fight, fight, fight shirt, all right? That's what I've been wearing all day, everywhere I went. Some people get triggered. Some people give me a thumbs up, but yeah, I am in the spirit of the Y Hat Positive Alliance. Thank you for the love, guys. I appreciate that. And as a kindly reminder, I am going to be having a free event in California, the city of Banning, which is about 20 minutes away from Palm Desert or Palm Springs, Riverside County, city of Banning, at the Old Fox Theater. And the address for the Old Fox Theater, you can just Google it up or go to my website or Cosmic Origin to access the address of the Old Fox Theater. With that in mind, let's go ahead and give a thorough report as to what's going to be happening. Now, okay, I'm just going to, before I give this report that came from Valiant Thor, I just want to let you guys know that, the deep state is going to try to rig the election, all right? It has come to my attention that in many of the states, they are literally switching to blue votes. So as a result of that, we are going to have some divine intervention from our galactic allies. So it's going to be interesting how the next 24 hours unfold. It is believed that the chances that they might steal the election is 1 of a million, right? 1 of a million, which means that the election is actually in favor of Mr. T and the Y Hat. So it is 1 of a million, all right? For those that understand, if you play dice, you have to roll a million times in order to see, the deep state, again, rig or steal the election. But that's 1 of a million, which means chances are it's not going to happen, right? Because of the fact that the Y Hats have actually petitioned the Galactic Alliance. But this is what's to be expected. As you guys know, this is the most important election in the history of our planet. This is all biblical, This is going to mark the end rule of the cabal and our freedom from the cabal. So apparently the upcoming election holds a significant, far beyond national borders, beyond political parties, because from what I understand is that we are also going to end our two-party system. We're going to go back to the uniparty. Yes, exactly. So after Trump wins tomorrow, as indicated, we are going to go back to a uniparty, no longer will we have the Democrats or the Republicans. It'll be a type of system where anyone could run, but also bear in mind that this is also going to be the last election due to the fact that our planet is actually going to be transitioning into what many in the advanced, or you could say in the awakened community, know as a planetary type 1 interplanetary interplanetary advanced civilization, due to the fact that a lot of these advanced technologies are going to be rolling out in January, February, and spring of 2025. So apparently, the upcoming election is casting light on a covert battle that extends into the realms of cosmic conflict that is now coming to an end here in our planet. So the White Hats, knowing that the deep state is trying to rig the election, all right, they're doing everything in their power to do so once again. But this time the White Hats are not going to be taken off guard. They learned their lessons from 2020. All right, they learned their lessons. So they have petitioned. The White Hats have literally petitioned the support of the Galactic Alliance. So Commander Valiant Thor, who is our earthly representative, primary representative, a liaison between the Earth Alliance, White Hat community, and of course the Galactic Alliance that used to be known as the Galactic Federation of Worlds, is leading a coalition of advanced extraterrestrials, races that are actually here to pretty much help the White Hats bring forth a new era for the Earth. Now, for those that are new to my channel, the Galactic Alliance used to be known as the Galactic Federation of Worlds. However, in 2021, Enki, the great trickster, infiltrated the Federation, and so those that did not defect into the AI timeline defected as the Galactic Alliance. So now we know them as the Galactic Alliance, but before 2021, the good guys were known as the Federation of Worlds. So for those that don't know who they are a coalition of advanced extraterrestrial civilizations that are committed to peace and enlightenment. And they have been monitoring Earth for centuries. As Earth approaches a pivotal point, this alliance is stepping in to prevent the deep state from altering the course of history by manipulating the electoral process. But this battle was never against earthly representatives, right, or earthly actors, humans. It was never against really the Illuminati puppets, because behind them there was a more advanced, insidious force known as the Draco Reptilians. So that's what the war has been about, right? This has been on our planet, as it has been translated as a proxy war. Okay, but technically it's the Draco Reptilians that have been in indirect control of our planet for thousands of years. And of course, for those that are unfamiliar with their ties to the fallen angels in the Bible, they are exactly what that is, right? And even the prophecies of all holy books state that the end ring of these fallen angels that a time would come when their ring and control of the planet would come to an end. So with Earth's liberation on the horizon, humanity obviously stands on the brink of an era free from both human extraterrestrial interference. So to accomplish this, the Earth Alliance, is deploying some of these advanced technologies that were actually given to them by our galactic brothers that monitor and, of course, disrupt the deep state activities. This extraterrestrial technology far surpasses any digital tool available on Earth, granting the Alliance the capacity to neutralize false narratives, disabled rig systems, which is what's going to be happening, right? That's why our win, the possibility that they might steal the election is 1 out of a million. Okay, that's what Commander Valiant Thor wants me to let you guys know. So it's inevitable. Trump's victory is inevitable. And the reason it's 1 of a million is because we still have the AI god Omega to deal with. And but yeah, I don't think he's going to be able to pull it off this time. So these extraterrestrial technologies far surpass any digital tools available on Earth, granting the Alliance the capacity to neutralize false narratives. Of course, disable rigged elections and dismantle influence networks that were designed to mislead the masses. So through these interventions that are already in place, the Galactic Alliance is aiming to ensure a fair and transparent electoral process that truly reflects the will of the people. So the current cosmic schedule right, places Earth at a threshold, which is a time at a time, I'm sorry, marked for liberation from external control, right? We are living in the fullness of time. And that's why, in a little bit, I'm going to also explain why the Cabal decided to delete the Book of Q and the 111 or 711 books that were left out of the Bible. So, in ancient, according to the ancient prophecies, as well as cosmic timelines that have been preserved by various civilizations, and have all indicated that this era that we are living in marks a crucial period of awakening and transformation for humanity. This scheduled liberation is not only a metaphysical concept, but a reality now unfolding as Earth approaches what many spiritualists term the Great Awakening. So, this awakening signals the end of a cycle of control, both terrestrial and extraterrestrial or interdimensional, and heralds a whole new era of sovereignty and harmony for humanity. So, the Galactic Alliance understands this process of liberation requires humanity to reclaim its own autonomy by ensuring, of course, that there are fair elections, especially today, tomorrow, and supporting movements for freedom. So the alliance is setting the stage for the Earth to join ultimately the galactic community as a liberated planet. And that's why it's important for them to intervene in tomorrow's election, because without that, it's going to be very impossible for the Earth to be reinstated into the galactic community. So, so basically, they're all working together to free us from the yoke of the deep state. And of course, they're extraterrestrial overlords, the draconian reptilians, who in turn work for the AI menace, right? Their god. Earth citizens will have the opportunity to chart a future rooted in unity, compassion, and peace. So the draconian reptilians, for those that don't know who they are, I know I went on the Charlie Ward show the other day, and every time I do, I get new viewers, new followers that are not really, that have not yet learned the extraterrestrial connection to all the evil that has been going on the planet. So just a quick, reference who the Draco reptilians have been. Apparently, they have infiltrated human institutions through their minions, which are the Illuminati bloodlines, and which is also known as a deep state, exercising covert control over global finance, media, and government. For centuries, these reptilians have used humanity as a resource, draining both physically and energetically resources to sustain their empire, and their empire extends beyond our planet. Their empire extends to many different worlds and systems within our local star cluster. So the real battle, however, is therefore not merely about political corruption, but about liberation from the network of control that reaches far beyond the Earth. And because at the greater level of reality, at the galactic level of reality, the reptilians have been defeated. All right, so the only planet left with evil still existing on it was the Earth, and that's why now all focus and all attention and collaboration is here on the Earth. So to free the Earth from the Draco influence, the Galactic Alliance has enacted a multi-dimensional strategy. Again, this report is coming from Commander Valiant Thor. So the Galactic Alliance has enacted a multi-dimensional strategy that operates on both the physical and energetic planes. Through the application of advanced technologies, the Alliance disrupts Draco mind control frequencies, neutralizing attempts to manipulate humanity's collective consciousness. And then, of course, additionally, the Alliance is working to expose the hidden ties between the deep state and the Draco overlords. So part of them releasing the information, right, the highly classified information, is letting humanity know that the true masters that these evil people, these cycles were serving, were actually demonic overlords from another realm, right, or another planet. And this will enable humanity to recognize the forces that have actually controlled them and encourage them to actually begin to take their power back. So by raising the vibrational frequency of the Earth, the Alliance is actually weakening Draco's grip, as these beings cannot operate effectively in higher frequencies of love and unity. This process of energetic elevation is actually catalyzing a widespread awakening among humans. leading to a resurgence of ancient knowledge and empowering people to reclaim their sovereignty. So the alliance plans to ultimately focus on educating humanity, fostering unity, and this is why it's important for Mr. T to win tomorrow. Um, so, fostering unity and helping people reconnect with their spiritual heritage, thus rendering them immune to the Draco influence. And as the Galactic Alliance intervenes to prevent the deep state from tampering with the election, humanity actually stands at the threshold of an unprecedented era. This moment represents the culmination of a cosmic struggle that has spanned millennia, a struggle not only against human corruption, but against the draconian reptilians who have manipulated humanity since ancient times. So, with the Alliance assistance, Earth is on the path to liberation, ready to join the galactic and ultimately the cosmic community as a free and sovereign world. So, this is where all this is ultimately leading. Um, so these events not only are unfolding randomly, but they actually have been foretold in prophecies hidden in the Book of Q. The Book of Q, yes, the Book of Q and other ancient texts that were left out of the canonical biblical manuscripts were deliberately excluded from the authorization of or the canonization process of what we call today the Bible. So these texts obviously spoke of an age when humanity would rise from the chains of darkness and stand on the brink of a profound transformation. And yes, guys, a lot of these books that were actually taken back from the vaults of the Vatican are actually going to be shared with the general public. And so it's going to be interesting to read about the information that was in the Book of Q. These texts speak of an age, of course, that we are now living in. The Book of Q, often dismissed by mainstream narratives, serves as a chronicle of the awakening moment and the dismantling of the cabal. And that's the reason why Constantine and the early corrupt council of bishops were doing everything in their power to make sure that the Book of Q was hidden deep in the Vatican vaults. So it speaks of the righteous, the righteous fighting against tyranny, the rise of the truth, the emergence of a leader who would spark this movement towards freedom. And the leader was prophesied to be Donald J. Trump and JFK Jr. This was all written over 2,000 years ago in the Book of Q. And a lot of that has to do with the Triple Temporal Alliance. I did mention that Nikola Tesla and John Trump, Donald Trump's uncle, actually time traveled 2,000 years into the past to write what is happening today. And they also worked in collaboration with John the Revelator when he wrote the Apocalypse. But of course, the dark side, or what we call the evil brotherhood that took over or that reorganized as the Roman Church from the Roman Empire, totally tampered with the book of the Apocalypse. But the original, untampered, unalternated manuscripts were held in the Book of Q, among other books, of course. So, in addition to the Book of Q, other lost manuscripts or scriptures, as they were then known as, they still are, such as the Book of Enoch and the Gospel of Thomas, contain veiled references to this period in time known as the Great Awakening. So, these texts, considered once to be controversial by the early church, describes a time when hidden truths would be revealed and humanity would rise to reclaim its divine inheritance. The parallels between these ancient prophecies and the current battle against the cabal are striking, suggesting that this election is actually a divinely ordained event. Again, according to Commander Valiant Thor, the chances that they might rig the election tomorrow or try to pull some shenanigans is 1 in a million. And I'm going to keep repeating that, guys. It's 1 of a million. And so that is that's very, very small percentage, very small chance. So in addition to the Book of Q, so not only have religious texts prophesied these times, but so has advanced science. I mentioned this before, the Triple Temporal Alliance. And the reason we call it the Triple Temporal Alliance, which was developed or which was established by Nikola Tesla and John Trump, is because this is a coordinated effort that is happening and that started happening in 1930, in the 1930s, that extended all the way back 2,000 years ago when they met with John the Revelator. And it actually goes into the future 2030, 2045. So that's why they call themselves the Triple Temporal Alliance, because it's a coordinated effort taking place in the present, future, and past, hence triple. So the alliance, apparently, the Triple Temporal Alliance involving Nikola Tesla and John Trump has been pivotal in securing a positive timeline for humanity. Using Tesla's discovery of energy and time, coupled with John Trump's understanding of quantum possibilities, the alliance has orchestrated a strategic plan through time travel before the cabal or the military industrial complex developed time travel, or before it was given to them by the reptilians and the Greys and the Zetas. So every move in this cosmic chess game was actually calculated to ensure a future where humanity would emerge victorious over the cabal. Now, for those that haven't seen my live 8 months ago when I first presented or revealed who the Triple Temporal Alliance was, um, Nikola Tesla was never assassinated, right? That was all fabricated, right? A future version of himself, time travel from an alternative or parallel Earth reality, foreseeing what might have happened in our timeline. So what he did is he gave him the final piece to perfect time travel technology a decade before the cabal did, before the military-industrial complex. And so him and John Trump have actually been orchestrating and pinning down the cabal on every probable future reality. So recent leaks from highly classified sources have also indicated that Tesla's work on time manipulation and quantum energy was far more advanced than initially thought. John Trump, who was working with Tesla, used this knowledge as they were working with the Earth Alliance and Galactic Federation, as it was known prior to 2021. After 2021, the Galactic Federation of Worlds reorganized into the Galactic Alliance as a result of Enki Poseidon's infiltration when he returned in 2021. So, this triple temporal alliance was obviously instrumental in securing the timelines where the Cabal's power would be dismantled, ensuring that humanity could move towards a positive future, regardless, no matter what. One of a million. All right, that's how far they secured it. um, Time travel technology, once considered science fiction, apparently played a huge role in safeguarding our current timeline and our destiny. So, Donald Trump apparently was prophesied in the Book of Q, and he plays a significant role in this cosmic battle. The Galactic Alliance, using advanced temporal technology, identified the crucial significance of his leadership in dismantling the power structure of the Cabal. So, despite the repeated attempts by the deep state to manipulate the outcome in tomorrow's event, whether through election fraud, information warfare, or economic sabotage, or even a cyber attack, which, again, that was scheduled to happen today and nothing has happened. I'm still broadcasting. But every probable timeline has actually been shown that the alliance would secure a positive result for humanity. So the efforts of the deep state will ultimately be in vain because this election represents a choice made not just by voters, but by the collective consciousness of Earth in unison with the Galactic Alliance. Classified reports suggest that advanced surveillance systems aided by off world technologies provided by the Galactic Alliance have been monitoring election processes to prevent fraud from taking place tomorrow. For instance, they are using, okay, so this is what I was told by Commander Valiant Thor, that yes, they are actually flipping votes from the red states to the blue states, but by tonight or by tomorrow, the Galactic Alliance is going to revert all that back because Mr. T is actually supposed to be winning by a landslide. Okay, so so pretty much classified reports have suggested that advanced surveillance systems aided by off-world technologies provided by the Galactic Alliance have been actually monitoring the entire electoral process to prevent the deep state from stealing it or rigging it again. So quantum computing is being implemented, okay, and AI, positive AI, providing the Galactic Alliance, excuse me, providing the Earth Alliance to track and trace the deep state's activities and their efforts in sabotaging or rigging the election tomorrow. So pretty much the despite all attempts by the cabal to steal the election tomorrow, all right, the White Hats, in partnership with our galactic extraterrestrial allies, are securing the victory for humanity that will align us with the positive timeline. So the victory of Trump in 2024 is not just it's not just about political ideology, guys. It's not just about you know, winning the election against a corrupt system. It's literally about ensuring the liberation of humanity from the dark influences and realigning Earth with the cosmic and galactic community, because that's the end game, guys. Earth was once part of an advanced space age civilization that was interacting positively with many worlds within the Milky Way. Okay, so it is about restoring that reality back, and this is what we called fourth and fifth dimensional reality. So the White Hats, working both on the ground and behind the scenes, have been tirelessly safeguarding this timeline. So the Galactic Alliance, with its superior technologies and wisdom, have ensured that the Draco reptilians have been neutralized, allowing humanity to rise free from their influence. Bear in mind that the draconian reptilian overlords of the Cabal were actually neutralized years ago. Okay, so right now we're just dealing with getting rid of whatever puppets are left. And no, they are not allowed to clone anymore. The cloning facilities have been also taken away from them. So no more clones, okay? Those cloning facilities have been eliminated. So the role of the Earth Alliance in ensuring peaceful transition is as stands. To make this transition as smooth as possible, they're also going to try to work relentlessly to mitigate potential chaos. I mentioned this in last week's update, that all of these illegal criminals that have been coming in from Venezuela, from other South American countries, from the worst jails and slumbers, from other parts of the world, are all under MK Ultra by the three-letter agency. Okay, so their goal, because they know that they're going to lose, is to wreak havoc not only within the States, but also within other countries, especially Europe. So the Cabal's plan has always included the use, apparently, of sleeper cells. That's what I'm trying to say. Individuals under deep mind control, programmed to create chaos when activated. So the Earth Alliance is working with the Galactics to literally systematically dismantle the mechanisms of control over the sleeper cell agents to prevent widespread violence, because they want a smooth transition, right? They want to be able to release and disclose all of the corruption and all of the stuff that has been hidden for hundreds, but yet really for thousands of years without any disruptions. So their aim is to transition into the golden age. This is the White Hat's aim, with the help of the Galactic Alliance, is to transition into the golden age without needing to rely on the EBS. So there might be a possibility that if they are able to deactivate the MK Ultra, these millions of sleeper cells, given that Mr. T comes back into power January, right, when he is inaugurated, there won't be a need for the emergency broadcast system, right? It'll be a smooth and gradual and peaceful transition and disclosure to the general public, where there won't be 10 days of darkness. Okay, so this is leaked information, guys, from high-level sources within the Alliance that is indicating that the technology that was provided to them by the Galactic Alliance has been used to disrupt the frequency signals used to control these sleeper agents. So these technologies, coupled with mass meditation initiatives and energy grid stabilizations, have been effective in reducing the potential of chaos following the results of tomorrow's event. So the Earth Alliance is ensuring that the Cabal's influence in neutralizing all of this at all levels, allowing for a safe and smooth transition. Nevertheless, in the event that they failed to neutralize the sleeper cells and they still become activated as a result of Mr. T coming back into power by the cabal in a desperate attempt to create havoc, right, across the nation and in Europe. The White Hats have prepared contingency measures, which means that in the event that they cannot deactivate the sleeper cells, they will be implementing martial law and the activation of the emergency broadcast system, which would be implemented to protecting the citizens and to initiate the massive arrest of all of those sleeper cells that are trying to subvert the peace. So, regardless of the means, regardless of what happens in the next couple of months, victory is of the light. All right. The outcomes remains inevitable. Victory for the forces of good. Humanity has reached the end of a long battle against evil that has spun for thousands of years, dating back to the fall of Atlantis. For those that have read The Secret Government, right? The battle, the reason why there has been so much evil in the last few thousands of years is because of the reorganized fallen hierarchies of Atlantis that reorganized in the times of Babylon to continue what they failed to achieve in Atlantis. Okay, that's the reason why we are literally reaping the result of the aftermath of the fallen angels taking over Atlantis, and now their time is up. Okay, so we find ourselves now at the precipice of a new age, of a new era. So apparently, this election is not just about deciding a president. It's about determining the fate of humanity for generations to come and being the example to all the other countries out there that the concept of the republic will always work better than any fascist, totalitarian, oligarchy, monarchy, or anything that has to do with centralized power and control, right? The outcome will herald the initiation of Earth ultimately into a type 1 interplanetary civilization. And Elon Musk is going to play a huge role in that. So with the help, yes, we are going to be basically Mars and all of these other planets within our solar system and outside of our solar system are colonized. So basically, they're just going to hand that over through him, and Space Force is going, and through him, they're going to be releasing all of these technologies. So the outcomes. So this election is not just about, again, it's about the fate of humanity. Okay, so the outcome will herald the Earth, will herald the initiation of the Earth into what is known as a Type 1 interplanetary civilizations. For those of you that have taken my course, Our Cosmic Origin, you know exactly what I'm talking about when I mention a Type 1 interplanetary civilization. So with the help of the Galactic Alliance, humanity will finally be ready to join the broader galactic community where freedom, technological advancement, and spiritual enlightenment will flourish and in harmony. So the victory of the light over darkness signifies not only the end of an age-old tyranny, but also the beginning of a new epoch, a new golden age where humanity will be empowered to pursue its highest potential. Well, will excuse me, we will be free to explore the stars, right? To create without fear, to embrace our galactic brothers and sisters as equals to us in our cosmic journey. No longer will we be held back by secret cabal or dark entities like the reptilian draconians, the Greys, the Zetas, or AIs, right? Instead, we are going to enter a time of unity, truth, and evolution. Well, what I call in my book, Our Cosmic Origin, spiritual evolution. So the election of 2024 is apparently the most important election in the history of our nation. And also, apparently, it is overseen as the most important event in the galactic community, because there is a saying that what happens here on the Earth will ultimately affect what happens to the galaxy and the entire universe. So it is indeed our planet. It is indeed that our planet is meant to be liberated in order to secure and maintain peace and freedom throughout the entire universe. So the Galactic Alliance, in partnership with the brave leaders on the Earth, right, have apparently paved the way for this transformation. The prophecies foretold in lost scriptures, right, like the Book of Q, that will be available to us, and the triple temporal alliance have come to fruition, ensuring that a positive outcome for humanity is at hand. So, regardless of how events unfold, right? Regardless of how they unfold. And even if that one in a million, let's just say Omega, the AI menace, right? The Omega system does something tomorrow, and for whatever reason that one percentage, one out of a million takes place. All the Earth Alliance is going to do is just immediately initiate the EBS and shut them down. So no matter what happens tomorrow, guys, we have the upper hand. The forces of light are on it. Okay. So just bear in mind that the light has already won. Okay, the entire system of corruption is collapsed, and I will explain in a little bit as to why the Black Hawk helicopters have been flying over the Capitol in the last week. Right, a lot of people have been talking about this, that they've been seeing these Black Hawk helicopters. Well, that is signaling the end of the cabal, and I'll explain that shortly. So the cabal and the Draco and their Draco overlords apparently have been defeated, and now is up to humanity to claim its rightful place in the cosmos. So with the guidance and support of the Galactic Alliance, we are stepping into a future filled with unimaginable possibilities. So apparently this election marks the beginning of a new dawn, a golden age where humanity is free, prosperity prevails, unity will finally be the hallmark of our civilization. So we are now standing at the threshold of history, ready to reclaim our power, fulfilling ancient prophecies as indicated in the Book of Q and other manuscripts that were left out of the Bible, and embarked on a journey that will see us evolve into a thriving Type 1 interplanetary civilization. The choice is ours to make as well as a collective, with the help of the Y Hats and our cosmic allies, to choose to go into the positive Earth timeline. So we will secure a future that shines brightly for all of humanity. Now, regarding these Black Hawk helicopters. So in recent days, sightings of these Black Hawk helicopters have been flying or have been spotted flying over the Capitol. And they have apparently sparked a wave of speculation on the internet. Okay. A lot of curiosity as to what's happening. Are these white hat military operators? Are these cabal? Well, it's actually white hats. Okay. It's the white hats. And so such events often reported, um, have always been, you could say, discarded or brushed under the rug by the mainstream media, right? But the truth of the matter is that it is believed that these Black Hawk helicopters are arranging a routine military exercise to covert operations involving national security. What this means is that these helicopters are actually part of a regular military activity that are being used by the White Hats to send a powerful message to the deep state that their time is up. And according to Commander Valiant Thor, they've already started arresting people in Congress in the last few days. Yeah, over 75% of Congress is deep state. So that's one of the operations that they've been conducting, is the arrest of whatever is remaining of the cabal in preparation to bring forth the White Hat Alliance into Congress and Senates, in positions of power. Robert F. Kennedy is going to be the Secretary of State. Okay. Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is going to be the Secretary of State. And it is believed that JFK Jr. will finally decide to come into the open once, of course, they bring about disclosure, defeat the cabal, and they have been dealt with. He will come out of his safe haven. You could say he's actually been located. I'm not going to reveal where he's been this whole time, but the real JFK Jr. has been actually hiding, in a protected area. I'm not going to mention where, but when all this goes down, he's actually going to be coming up as the vice president. So it looks like Vance is still a placeholder. So the sight of the black helicopters flying over the Capitol is obviously a direct warning to the deep state, the shadowy network, of powerful individuals that have long manipulated global events for their own gain. So the White Hats apparently are working to dismantle any last person that is left in Congress, in the Senate, in the House of Reps, using these flights as a show of force. And that's what's been happening in the last week and a half. The message is clear. The deep state's influence is over and their grip on power is being systematically dismantled. So these Black Hawk helicopters, often associated with military operations, are a potent symbol of tactical precision and strength by the White Hats. So by flying over the Capitol, the White Hats are demonstrating their control, right, over the nation's capital and signaling that they are ready to drain the entire swamp. So apparently, our CNC, Mr. T, is still, even though he's not in open position, he's still covertly our president, and he is already starting to drain the swamp in preparation for a new House of Representatives, for a new Senate, for a new, um, you know, um, positions of power that are going to be transitioning. So this display is meant to remind the deep state that they are being rounded up, and they've been watched, and that their time in their power is actually coming to an end. So the presence of these helicopters apparently serve as a powerful psychological tool, installing fear in those that have long operated behind the scenes. Now, apparently, these Black Hawk helicopters are already conducting imminent arrest and covert operations. This is what's happening right now, as I speak right now. They are part of a covert operation aimed at preparing for the mass arrest of the deep state operatives. And it already started a week ago, I believe, according to this report. And again, this report is also coming in from the Earth Alliance, straight out of Cheyenne Mountains. So the White Hats have been working tirelessly to gather evidence, identifying key players. And and by the way, guys, you can't find this document anywhere, but this document was actually sent to me. So the White Hats have been working tirelessly to gather evidence, identifying key players, and a plan that is a coordinated effort to bring down the corrupt elements within the government and other influential institutions. So the flights over the Capitol is actually a precursor to these operations, right? In preparation for a transition of power, getting rid of the swamp and bringing in all the good people of the positive White Hat military into Congress and senators, House of Reps. All that stuff is going to be swapped by the good guys, signaling the time for action. Apparently, letting them know that it is already here. Right? We are at the precipice of the storm. In fact, the storm is already taking place from behind the scenes. So for years, these sealed indictments, right, or these covert military tribunals targeting individuals that have been involved in human trafficking, corruption, and other crimes against humanity are all going to be part of the disclosure that is going to come out when there is this transition of power. So the Black Hawk helicopters are actually seen by some as a visible manifestation of these efforts, a sign that the White Hat military is ready to move when the time is right, which is probably going to be in the next 24 hours. So the presence of these helicopters over such a high profile location suggests that the White Hats are making final preparations to execute their plan and bring the deep state to justice. The flights over the White House also serve as a form of psychological warfare. The deep state, which has thrived on secrecy and manipulation, is now being confronted with visible and undeniable show of military strength. So by flying these Black Hawk helicopters over the nation's most iconic symbol of power, the Capitol, is sending a message that they are now in control and that the days of the deep state's unchecked influence are over. So this form of psychological pressure is also intended to destabilize the deep state's operations, sowing fear and uncertainty among its members, so that they could think twice about stealing the election tomorrow. So the knowledge that the military is actively preparing for their downfall can lead to no mistakes. So the knowledge that the military is actively preparing for their downfall can lead to mistakes, defections, and the unraveling of their plans. We're talking about the cabal's plans. The White Hats understand that the battle for control is not only physical, but also psychological. And the presence of these helicopters is a strategic move to weaken the resolve of their adversaries. So apparently, the Black Hawk helicopters flying over the Capitol are more than just a symbol of power. They are a harbinger of the impending transition into a new era. The White Hats, in coordination with the Earth Alliance and the Galactic Alliance, are working to dismantle the structures of control that have kept humanity enslaved for centuries. The deep state, with its ties to corrupt institutions and dark extraterrestrial influences, is being systematically dismantled to pave the way for a new age of freedom and prosperity. So the sight of these helicopters is a reminder that the final stages of this battle are underway. The deep state's attempt to maintain control through manipulation, propaganda, and fear are literally falling away, and the forces of light are preparing to usher in a golden age for all of humanity. The arrest of the deep state operatives will mark the beginning of a new chapter, one which humanity is free to thrive without the interference of those who seek to exploit and oppress them. So, in the event that the deep state attempts to resist or activate their sleeper cells to create chaos, the Whiteheads are preparing to implement contingency measures. The Black Hawk helicopters are not only a warning, but also a part of the military's readiness to enforce martial law if necessary. The emergency broadcast system, aka the EBS, is also on standby, ready to be activated to inform the public of the true nature of the events unfolding and to ensure a smooth transition of power. The Whiteheads have made it clear that they will not allow the deep state to plunge the nation into chaos as a last ditch effort to maintain control. The presence of the Black Hawk helicopters over the Capitol is a testament to their commitment to maintaining order and ensuring that the transition into a new era is as peaceful as possible. So, whether through martial law, mass arrest, or public disclosures via the emergency broadcast system, the Whiteheads are prepared to take over whatever necessary steps are needed to secure the victory of the forces of light. So the sight of the Black Hawk helicopters flying over the Capitol is a powerful symbol of the ongoing battle between the Whiteheads and the deep state. So these helicopters apparently represent the imminent downfall, right, of a corrupt system that has been holding us in bondage for way too long. They are a visible reminder that justice is here, that the deep state's time is up, and that the forces of light are ready to bring in a new era of freedom and prosperity. So as the world watches, the Black Hawk helicopters serve as a beacon of hope for those who long for truth, long for justice, and the end of all corruptions, right? We all want that to fall, to end. So the Whiteheads are sending a clear message. Apparently, the time of the deep state is over, and soon the world will witness the dawn of a new era, an age where humanity is free to chart its own destiny, unburdened by the chains of manipulation and control. The countdown has begun, all right, and the victory of the light is inevitable. Now, some people wanted to know what Project Odin is all about, or how they derive at the name of Odin, right? And I was able to actually get an answer from the Alliance. So, according to the Alliance, Project Odin is often described as a covert operation, or is described as a covert operation designed to counteract the deep state's control over global communication and information dissemination. This is their way of taking over the airwaves, in other words, right? So it's actually named after the Norse god that was associated with wisdom and foresight. The Norse god, according to Norse mythology, is Odin, who is the father of Thor. So that's why they call it Project Odin. So it was named after the Norse god, by the way. Somebody asked me if it was named after him, and it was. So Project Odin reportedly involves advanced technologies and cybersecurity tactics aimed at dismantling or bypassing the centralized media and internet structures currently under the influence of the powerful elites. The project's core mission is to establish a secure, decentralized network that enables uncensored, truthful information to reach the public. The concept suggests that the Project Odin could actually serve as a backdoor solution to preserve and share information during critical moments, potentially acting as a safeguard against misinformation campaigns or communication blockouts orchestrated by the deep state. Some proponents speculate that Project Odin could involve satellite based or quantum communication technologies, enabling this network to operate independently of conventional internet and communication infrastructures. Through this decentralized approach, Project Odin is envisioned as an empower tool for humanity, promoting transparency and protecting free flow of information in alignment with an anticipated shift towards greater global awareness and liberation from controlled narratives. So yeah, that's what's to be expected, guys. Number one thing to consider here is that the chances that they might rig the election is 1 of 1 million. That is nothing. That means the White Hats they're done. That means that they have inevitably secured the positive timeline. Inevitably secure the positive timeline. Those are the chances. Okay. Another thing that the White Hats are petitioning, or they have been petitioning the Galactic Alliance to make sure that they don't rig or steal the election tomorrow. Okay, that's the second thing. And the third thing that I want you guys to understand is that no matter what happens, the entire corrupt system is dismantled already. So in the event that 1 of 1 million possibility takes place, which I doubt, right? 1 of 1 million is a very small gamble, right? It's a very small gamble. If that transpires tomorrow, and let's just say that through the AI God system Omega, their God, not our God, if he manages to win the election, right? All the White Hats are going to do is through Project Odin, which I just revealed to you guys, or I just described, all they're going to do is take over the airwaves and implement the EBS martial law. We're going to go into 10 days of darkness. And after they're exposed, all the good guys are going to come and pretty much take over. So no matter what happens tomorrow, guys, no matter what happens, just know that the forces of light are in control. Now, I do want to give a few shout outs to some of the people that are in the house. Let's see. I see Cosmic Cave 2.0 is in the house. Kimmy is in the house. Brenda Boiling is in the house. Jill Hunt. Richard Greger. Master of Light is in the house. Simone S. is in the house. Joanna is in the house. Sylvia Vidal is in the house. Mathis Chronicles is in the house. Claudio Jerez is in the house. Amanda Tempori. Lee Star is in the house. MJF is in the house. Wolf Mother is in the house. Sylvia Vidal is in the house. Starlight is in the house. Who else is in the house? Virginia GQ or GO is in the house. Haas is in the house. Andromeda Daisy is in the house. And all 2,248 people. Welcome, guys. This is it, guys. We are at the finale. Tomorrow is going to mark the most important day in the history of our galaxy. This is galactic, guys. What's happening here is galactic. It's prophetic. The Book of Q. I can't wait to read the Book of Q. The Book of Q. I was informed that the Book of Q was actually written by, believe it or not, it was actually written by John the Revelator after he had met with John Trump and Nikola Tesla 2,000 years ago when they time traveled back to 2,000 years ago, a little over 2,000 years ago. And they gave John the Revelator. So actually how the Book of Q works is the Book of Q is synonymous to the Apocalypse, to the Book of Revelation. It is like a duplicate, but with all the real information in detail, indicating that, Donald Trump, JFK Jr., that they would all work together at the end of this, era in order to bring us into a new era. So that's what the Book of Q is. It is a parallel, synonymous version of the Apocalypse. But it was secured. But then, of course, the Vatican got a hold of it and decided to hide it. All right. So first, I'm going to take some super chats. I want to welcome Stuart Williams. Thank you for that super chat. He says, "Love your work, mate. Thank you. You must be from Australia." I think the Australians use the word mate. Who else is here? Oh, I see another super chat. Oh my God, $300. Wow, that is by far the biggest super chat I've ever gotten. Thank you. Deep gratitude to Iran Rivera. Thank you so much, sister, for that amazing, generous donation. She says, "Thank you for coming to Earth and waking all of us at this time." Well, I am one of many. I am one of many, and it is an honor to serve. It is an honor to serve at this time, guys. Thank you so much for your support. So, if you guys could please type in your capital letters. I see Brandy Michelle says, "Ishmael, have you voted?" Yes, yes, I did. Of course, yes. I hope all of you have voted. If you haven't voted, guys, go vote right now. This is the last day. I know it looks like I'm drinking dirt water, but it's not dirt water. It's actually kidney and liver cleanser. That's what I'm drinking. It looks like dirt water, but it's no, it's Chinese medicine. Oh, you guys like my shirt, huh? Yeah, I've been wearing this shirt all day. Fight, fight, fight. All right, guys, go ahead and just, I'm just going to go ahead and take some random questions. I see a lot of you guys are writing down that you voted. You voted on the 19th. So we have some early voters here, right? You guys voted a couple weeks ago. Um, oh, this is important. Ishmael, when will the chemtrails stop? That is one of the questions that I caught as the chat is going super fast once again. The answer to that is RFK Jr., Robert Kennedy Jr., is going to be a huge proponent in not only taking away the fluoride out of toothpaste, right? That decalcifies our pineal gland, right? Our connection to our higher self, which is God. But they're also going to be implementing through him the ending of chemtrails, the ending of genetically modified foods, and ultimately the ending of the big Barma. Big Barma. You could say, I'm just going to call it Barma. But yeah, that's the plan, guys. RFK Jr. is going to be working with Donald Trump to end all the pollution, all the bad stuff, no more genetically modified. For the first time, guys, in over 70 years, right? We're going to be eating real organic food for the first time in 70 years. This is a question from one of the Galactic Jedi's. How to advance? Okay, this question is coming from here. I'll go ahead and pin it so everybody can read it. I just caught it, all right, as the chat was going up. A question from Deuce B. How do advanced galactic races like the Pleiadians and Syrians view abortion? Um, it's murder. Let's be real here, all right? Whenever a soul begins to enter the body, which is at the, I guess, gestational period of the third month, that's when the soul begins to enter the fetus, or the fetus, right, the growing fetus. It is considered murder. It is considered murder. But the galactic societies, because they exist in a higher dimension, they don't have to deal with that. They don't birth children like we do. It's not even painful, right? The children are naturally grown in their stomach for a gestation period of 2 to 3 months in fifth dimensional reality, and then they teleport. They literally teleport the baby out of their stomach with no surgery, with no cesarean, None of that. Okay. So abortion doesn't exist in the galactic community, right? That is evil. That is a deep state thing. Um, and so, yeah, they don't, there's no STDs, there's no AIDS, there's no, sexually transmitted diseases out there. They don't use condoms. They don't need to because they all live healthy lives. Okay. So they don't have the same issues that we've had, in other words. But that's a very good question. Pamela Daly says, "Will Trump be announced November 5th?" Um, well, sometime November 5th. It could be at nighttime, but yeah, I mean, they have to count the votes. Wasn't it last year that they didn't even announce it till the 6th in the morning, or yeah, the November 6th? So it could be November 6th, early morning, late November 5th. But what we do know is that the Earth Alliance is going to make sure that the deep state does not rig the election anymore. The Galactic Alliance is going to make sure. Because, yeah, word is that, in some of the states, they were actually literally converting red votes into blue votes. Okay. So they are well aware that they are cheating and they're going to try to steal it again. But, they're not going to do it. It's going to be to no avail. We're going to literally have divine intervention by the Galactic Alliance, guys. Yes, no more poison. Exactly. I'm just looking for questions. Hadaria, can you share about the Hadarians from Hadar? Yes, the Hadarians are refugees of Lyra that apparently were overtaken also by the Cabal. I mean, by the Cabal, by the Draconian reptilians millions of years ago. And just recently, in the last few years, the Hadarian people, the Hadarian race in the star system of Hadar, I believe, have been liberated. Gloria Jimenez, hey brother, God bless you. Stephen Burns said that they can possibly be a Carrington event tomorrow. What are your thoughts? We are in the beginning stages of solar maximum, so that could be real. I mean, anything could happen. The solar flash could take place any moment now. Okay, it reaches its peak in March of 2025, though. But solar maximum is already happening now. This is a question from Norz Lightworker. Thank you so much for your donation. Thank you, Ishmael Codex. Our galactic brother claims Trump is the son of Abraham Lincoln's son. Can you please explain if this is true? Yes, the Trumps, the Kennedys, and the Lincolns were all genetically related. They come from the same house of David. They're all descendants of King David. So Trump is our modern day King David, you could say. And so are the Kennedys, of course. Ingrid, thank you so much for your super chat, sister. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, wait. Just want to make sure I didn't miss any super chat. I think I got them all. What has happened to Orion? This is a question from Lidan. Lidan, let me go ahead and pin this so everybody could see it. What has happened to Orion? Have we taken back that system from Dramin? Yes, Enki's mother. Apparently, you've read my book. Enki's mother is the queen of Orion, Dramin. So, yes, ever since we've arrested Sauron Pithos, who was the, Siakar leader, the entire Orion system has been liberated. And that was actually liberated by our own super soldiers, guys. Our own super soldiers. Enhanced humans from planet Earth are the heroes of Orion, or have been the heroes of Orion. The chat is going so fast. Let me just focus on one question at a time. All right. This is a good question from. This is a question from Kristen, I'm sorry, Marianne. Ishmael, you said that in the, oops, you said that in the 4D, we will live a couple hundred years, a few hundred years, like 300 years, 400 years. Yes. But if we go to the 50, we become immortal. Well, we live for thousands of years in the 50. So, in a sense, yes, living for thousands of years could classify you or categorize you as an immortal. Absolutely. My question is, do we really truly die if we go to another dimension? Anyways, where we go. The higher we go in dimensions, the more our lifespan increase while maintaining an avatar. So in fifth dimensional reality, we could live for thousands and thousands and thousands of years. Sixth dimensional reality, we live for 100,000 years. Seventh dimensional reality, we live for millions of years in the same avatar. And then once we hit to the eighth dimension, we are literally immortal. We become, I mean, at that point, we could literally just fuse our avatar with our light body and we just never transition anymore. So the higher we evolve or the higher we ascend in dimensions, the more we live. So immortals, true immortals, are beings from the eighth dimension and up. So even beings from the fifth dimension die, but they don't die for like 15 to 20 to 30,000 years. Beings from the sixth dimension, they don't die for 80,000 years to 100,000 years, right? Case in point, to give you guys an example, the Anunnaki were fifth dimensional beings. Well, why do you think that the Anunnaki have been around for thousands of years? Because they live in the same body for thousands and thousands of years, right? And mistakenly, they appeared or they posed as gods in ancient times. All right, Timothy is saying that it's going to take years to count the votes. No, it's not going to take years to count. I mean, months or weeks to count the votes. Weeks in Nevada. This is Timothy Flanagan. No, those are just rumors. That's rumors from counterintelligence. I wouldn't believe that stuff. I do have a super chat from Mary Curry. She says, "Will narcissistic, mean people be taken out and eliminated?" Yes, people like that will not make the transition into the Terra Earth in 4D and 5D. So yes, they won't make the transition. They will be taken out. Absolutely. Good question, Mary. When exactly are the medbeds and advanced technologies be released to us? This is a question from Sylvia Vidal. Um, Well, like I mentioned in the last week report, they are scheduled to be released as soon as there is that transition of power between the cabal and the White Hats. Openly, transition of power, of course, from behind the scenes. We do know that the White Hats have been in power for the last few years. When will the credit card debt be forgiven, Ish? This is a question from Mathis Chronicles. Very soon. Part of the Nasera Gesera plan is to eliminate the 16th Amendment and, of course, everything, all debt, not just taxes, but all debt. So that's all going to be part of the Nasera Gesera programs. When will redemption appointments begin? Um, Very soon, guys. Very soon. Very, very soon. When can we meet our galactic family? That is a very good question from Marie Ann Jurelius. As soon as the cabal is exposed and eliminated, there are going to be measures to first release the technologies, and then there's going to be open contact with the galactic community, so or galactic, alliance members. When do we see our loved ones who have passed? This is a question that I've addressed in prior lives, and I'll address it again. As soon as we transition into the new Earth, all of our loved ones that have passed are going to be there waiting for us, including pets, by the way, including pets. The chat is going so fast. Yes, I do agree with Elon Musk's statement that this election will definitely be the last election. This is a question asked by Diana Molina, or Diane, I'm sorry, Diane Molina. Elon Musk said that this election will be the last election we have. Do you agree? And the answer to that is yes, because um, the current Earth paradigm, as we know it, is coming to an end. All the systems are crumbling, are going to be eliminated and be replaced by new systems that are going to be aligned with the new Earth. So, yes, this is going to be the last election. After this election, we're going to be resorting back to councils. Councils. We're going to be part of the Galactic Senate. Are we a geocentric universe? That is a good question. I noticed that I have a lot of new subscribers. I love these new questions. You guys are awesome. This is a question from Stella Nicola. Are we a geocentric universe? And the answer to that is yes, because that's the way energy works, right? Our entire universe is a toroidal field. We're at the center of the universe. It's energy spinning, right? Which generates the universal life force into all the billions of galaxies. And then in turn, the galaxies are also spheres with a toroidal field that take that energy and redistribute it to the billions of solar systems within their galactic spheres. So that's how energy works. So yes, we do live in a geocentric universe. But bear in mind that there are other universes as well. I would strongly encourage you, if you guys haven't taken our cosmic origin class, to do so. Will there be a market crash? Yeah, that's part of the fiat money being eliminated, no longer in power or no longer in structure. I mean, oh, this is a good question. I'm going to go ahead and pin this question. This is a question from Legendolf Lola. She says, Ishmael, oops, will all children who have succumbed to parental alienation come back to their initial mind and way of thinking during the ascension or when the solar flash takes place? Will all children who have succumbed to parental alienation? Are you talking about surrogate mothers that were impregnated by extraterrestrials to create hybrid races? Um, well, it depends. If the race was a good race, yes, they will be there during the ascension, waiting for us. But if the race was a malevolent race, such as a gray or a zeta or an insectoid or a reptilian, chances are is the vibrational frequencies of those negative hybrids are not going to be able to exist in the new Earth. You could say. I hope I'm answering. I hope I understand your question, first of all. Thank you, Ingrid. I appreciate your super chat. Okay. Okay, Anton, you said you have not received the link. Do me a favor, brother. Go ahead and email me at ishmaelperez at ourcosmicorigin.com. Email me your email, and I will go ahead and send you a link. Let's see. Anybody else here? Will Earth Terrans know who we are? This is a question from Jill Hunt. And the answer to that is yes. However, they are going to perceive us as angelics because we're going to have these, divine ascended abilities or these what's known as supernatural powers. So they will see us. If for those that go for the old souls, which I believe every one of you guys is an old soul. For those of us that go into the fifth dimension, we are going to have ascended abilities, right? We're going to have these amazing X-Men like superhuman abilities. So yes, they're going to see us as physical angels. Boy, it is getting hot here all of a sudden. All right, two more questions, guys. Two more questions. Let's see. When will us, the Lightworker family, meet again? You mean all of us in person? I would say in the new Earth, we're all going to have the ability to come together and hang out and, meet each other in person. So, very, very soon to answer your question. All right, this is a good question from Patricia Secha. She says, Ishmael, are there still earthbound souls lost? In other words, ghost? I don't know. I'm not a poltergeist. I'm not a medium. I'm not an expert to tell you if there's souls that are lost in the fourth astral realm. I would say, yeah, they're still here until the shift of the ages, until the solar flash. Then they're going to have to make a decision to either ascend, stay stuck in the astral realm, or reincarnate in another Earth-like third dimensional planet. So I really don't know how to answer that question. But yeah. All right. So, what will happen until Trump is reinstated in January? This is a question from Lori May. Well, like I mentioned in the report, chances are is that these sleeper cells that are under mind control could be activated in order to wreak havoc across the country. But in the event of that, the White Hats have countermeasures by implementing the EBS and martial law in order to arrest all the sleeper cells. So, with that in mind, I hope you guys have a beautiful evening. Tomorrow's the big day. And I will see you guys Wednesday night as we celebrate the victory of the White Hats. Again, chances that they might steal the election, again, is 1 out of 1,000,000, according to Commander Valiant Thor, which means we got it. We did it. 1 of 1,000,000 is nothing. All right, 1 of 1,000,000 is nothing. May the God force be with each and every single one of you. And please, guys, share this video with as many people as possible. I hope you guys have a beautiful night. God bless you all.